Good morning and welcome. It is well that you have come here to Temple Buddhist Center's Sunday meditation service, whether you are joining us here in person or from afar through the magic of the internet. We welcome you. My name is Nicoya Helm, and I am honored to be of service this morning. We hope that this morning finds you well and healthy, but know that if you are struggling in some way, we hope that Temple Buddhist Center can be a source of refuge for you and your loved ones, and that our hearts are open to you. We are excited to be able to celebrate in person. We want to do so as safely as possible. Masks are recommended, but respect and intolerance are encouraged. We appreciate your part in helping to keep our whole Sangha safe and healthy. So let's begin this morning with a few conscious breaths. Conscious breathing is where we seal the mouth, breathing deeply through the nose, and then exhale slowly so that the exhale is longer than the inhale. Of course, adapting as you need to. So let's begin together, breathing in. Pausing just a moment, feeling the fullness of the lungs, and then releasing and checking in with the body, noticing how the shoulders, the chest, and the belly naturally settle into the support of gravity. Being aware of what is present and alive for you right now. And a second conscious breath together. Breathing in, pausing briefly, and then releasing. And as you release, see if you can let go of the busyness, the doing, the worrying, and instead contact a sense of just being. And a third conscious breath together. Releasing slowly, and as you release, taking time to invite into awareness this present moment, arriving fully in the here and the now. Here at Temple Buddhist Center, we like to begin service with chanting. Chanting is an integral part of every tradition. And it's not about being a singer, it's about having a voice and bringing our voices together in community. Our chant today, it is Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Dhammam Saranam Gacchami, Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Some of you may recognize those first three words of each line as the three jewels, which we'll talk about again after the chant. But Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. The Buddha, the Dharma, the truth teachings, and the Sangha, the spiritual community. And so this is the refuge chant, saying we look to each of these as a source of guidance and refuge. And so I invite Christine to tune us in. Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Dharmam Saranam Gacchami, Sangham Saranam Gacchami. Again, Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Dharmam Saranam Gacchami, Sangham Saranam Gacchami, Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Dharmam Saranam Gacchami, Sangham Saranam Gacchami. This morning we want to welcome the kids here with us. And Kit, what are you all up to today during the youth service?
We're going to be doing a walking meditation today, and I'm doing a grounding exercise.
How fun, walking and grounding. Fun fact, walking is one of the 4 traditional meditation postures. You don't have to sit still to meditate. Have fun, you guys. Can't wait to hear how it goes. Well, we want to welcome you again here this morning. Here at Temple Buddhist Center, we practice Western Buddhism. Western Buddhism is a blend of Eastern philosophy and Western psychology. This new and dynamic form of spirituality is alive, it's active, it's inclusive, and it focuses on core Buddhist insights, mindfulness, meditation, and their practical application to our daily lives. Our goal here isn't to get everyone to agree on one lineage or philosophy. Rather, it's on cultivating a shared experience of mindfulness, oneness, and love. Whether we are chanting, meditating, or sharing from the heart, we respect that you will participate in the way that feels appropriate for you. And here at Temple Buddhist Center, we take refuge in the 3 jewels, as we just chanted about, and we acknowledge that these are core values and expressions of the awakened mind. And these jewels are the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And the Buddha represents not just the historical figure of the Buddha, but the awareness of our own Buddha nature. This is the Buddha nature of all beings, which allows us a fresh and new perspective of this in every moment. And the second jewel is the Dharma, or the wisdom teachings. These are the teachings that help release us from fear and delusion and to realize the true nature of who we are, and to contact that Buddha nature. And last but definitely not least is Sangha, the spiritual community, an essential part of growth where we practice the teachings together in community, supporting each other along every step of the path. So as we move into our service, I encourage you to take a moment to silence any electronics. If you're at home, take a moment to turn off any notifications, maybe give that furry companion one last pet to help them settle down beside you as we prepare for our time of meditation. We'll begin with the prayer of refuge, which we'll recite together 3 times. So together, in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom, for the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. In Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, we go for refuge until fully awakened. Through the power of generosity, ethics, patience, enthusiastic effort, concentration, and wisdom. For the sake of all beings, may we realize and demonstrate our innate goodness. As we prepare to enter our time of meditation, If you have an extensive practice, then I invite you to practice in a way that's fitting for you this morning. If you are newer to meditation, we will begin with an opening dedication. We'll sound the bell 3 times in honor of the 3 jewels. And then Victor will guide us gently with a guided meditation into the silence, where we'll spend approximately 12 to 15 minutes. Let's begin by taking another conscious breath together to again invite in awake and alive awareness. Body, speech, and mind in perfect oneness, I send my heart along with the sound of the bell. May the hearers awaken from forgetfulness, transcend the path of anxiety and sorrow, and realize the true nature of who they are.
And so as the sound of the bell recedes, showing us the way, guiding us into stillness, if you need to, go ahead and take another conscious breath or 2, perhaps shift your posture or stretch a little bit. Simply partner with the body to become more gentle, spacious, and light. How much more ease can we bring to the form? And so as our breath settles into its natural flow, its natural rhythm, we become aware of the rise and the fall of the tummy. Let this be a point of reference. Let this be home base. Coming back to this breath again and again. Checking in with the body, making sure that the forehead is relaxed, no facial muscles are engaged, the jaw is easy, shoulders are completely relaxed. And so connected to the breath, the body is spacious, light, and easy. We can turn our awareness now to awareness itself. Noticing when the mind becomes distracted with a sound in the room or in the hallways. And when we notice that the mind has become distracted, gently and lovingly, we simply return to the breath. You might notice that the mind has become distracted with a sensation, the feeling of hot or cold, an itch, an ache. When we notice that the mind is chasing after this sensation, we just lovingly and gently return again to the breath. The breath is always in the present moment. And so is a good teacher. You might notice that the mind has become distracted by a thought. Like the others, they come and go. We simply notice that the mind has connected to thinking, and gently and lovingly we just return to the breath. 100,000 times is not too many times to come back to the breath. And so connected to the breath, to the rise and fall of the tummy, the body is gentle, spacious, and light. The mind is clear, yet receptive to whatever arises. And the heart is open. We can move more deeply into noble silence, into our practice. I close my eyes and I see clearly. I stop trying to listen and I hear truth. I am silent, yet my heart sings. I seek no contact and find union. I am still and move forward. I am gentle and need no strength. I am humble and remain whole, returning again and again to the breath, returning again and again home. And so I invite you to remain in a meditative state, connected to the breath. The body is gentle and easy. As you bring your attention to the sense door of sound, noticing the sound of my voice or rustling in the room. And as you become aware of the sense door of sound, can you keep 5% of your awareness on that which is silent and still within? Next, I invite you to bring your awareness to the sense door of touch. As you notice the feeling of your clothing upon your skin, or the feeling of the chair or the cushion beneath you. And as you become aware of matter and material and form, at the same time, can you keep 5% of your awareness on that which is formless? Awareness of awareness. Next, I invite you to bring your awareness to the sense door of sight as you slowly begin to open your eyes, just letting in a little bit of light, allowing any images to just come to you. And as you become aware of objects and things, at the same time, can you keep 5% of your awareness on the space around them, in and through? Next, I invite you to bring your awareness to the breath as we take a conscious breath together. Holding for a moment and releasing slowly. And as you release, be present in this time, in this place, in the here and the now. Well, good morning, everybody. And good morning to all the folks joining us from afar, our Sangha near and far. And so I want to, on behalf of Temple Buddhist Center, to wish everyone a happy Bodhi Day. Many of you know that December 8th, this last Wednesday, was Bodhi Day. In the Mahayana Buddhist tradition, Bodhi Day is celebrated as they celebrate awakening. Bodhi, Bodhi in the Pali language means awakened or awakening. And it is a day to celebrate, and there's all kinds of different ways that folks celebrate, oftentimes with food and getting together, some little ceremonies, rituals, sometimes cleaning each other's homes. I don't know how well that would go over in the West, but that's something they do in some of the Eastern practices. But probably most importantly, it is an opportunity and a chance to renew our dedication to the practice, a chance to reaffirm our commitment to love, to service, and kindness to all living creatures. And so I wanted to talk today a little bit about this opportunity to renew our dedication to the practice, talk a little bit about this idea of success and failure in the practice. We have this wonderful saying in the West, if at first you don't succeed, of course, try again, right? And I don't often quote the great and ancient sage Yoda, but as Yoda would say, there is no try, only do or do not. And so I want to talk a little bit about success, our Buddhist practice, and this idea of success and failure. So when we meditate, we are assured of success. But by success, of course, I don't mean the criteria that we have created in our heads, some perceived experience of a future outcome of some sort. When we meditate, we are happy to be surprised by what happens. We are happy to be aware of the next new arrival, so to speak, knowing that we can make use of anything that comes up, of anything that arises. In this way, our meditation is always successful. No matter what comes up, all we have to do is sit. So this idea of success begins to change form. There is no try. There's either only do or do not. In the Buddhist practice, we're not even concerned with success or failure. They don't actually exist. It's a perception, it's a concept, it's an idea, it's an attachment to some outcome, some perceived outcome. But here's the problem with all we have to do is sit. It is difficult to sustain a meditation practice. We are easily sidetracked. We are distracted. We are discouraged. Events of our lives, moment by moment, throw us off almost every day. Our intention to practice gets fuzzy and wavers. And the intention to feel better, the intention to improve this situation right here, right now, overwhelms our intention to awaken to what is. I'll say that again. Our intention to feel better overwhelms our intention to awaken to what is. My teacher would sometimes try to trap me, and he'd be like, so there, do you feel better? I see what you're trying to do. Because I had to be very careful, because my next comment could get me Buddha whacked. You see, intention is everything. If your mind is always aligned with your intention to practice, you are always practicing. Practice is the spirit of practice more than any specific activity that we are doing. Intention is closely related and connected to two other important inner activities that are foundational to our study of Buddhism, to our daily approach to each and every moment, and that is commitment and vow. Commitment and vow. Commitment, affirming my intention. I commit to staying with it. I confirm it in my heart, my commitment to be with this moment, which is why we're constantly coming back to the breath, because the mind likes to wander. The mind likes to go and play. The mind likes to get stimulated by some cool and fascinating... Sorry about that. That was my mind creating some fun and cool, interesting stimulation. And if there isn't one, then the mind will make one. So commitment. Next is vow. A solemn pledge. Oftentimes it is formal, and oftentimes involves witnesses. Think of the ceremonies and rituals in our own lives that we involve a solemn pledge and witnesses and a formality to it. A solemn pledge that no matter what happens, lifetime after lifetime, I vow to go on with my commitment to the moment, to presence, to awareness. Some of you may have noticed a different banner hanging up here this morning. And many of you will remember our dear brother, Joe Gooding. He has made his transition, and he wanted many of the things that he owned to be given or made available to the Sangha. And this was something that Joe owned that was given to me. What an amazing vow. May I become at all times, both now and forever, a protector for those without protection, a guide for those who have lost their way, a ship for those with oceans to travel, a bridge for those with rivers to cross, a sanctuary for those in danger, a lamp for those without light, a place of refuge for those without shelter, and a servant to all in need. Just reflect for a moment on the beauty and the value of a life dedicated to the benefit of all. There is a short sutra in the Pali Canon where the Buddha says, "This mind, O monks, is luminous. Only it is covered by adventitious defilements from without, from the world around us." You see, the mind has been covered over by unpleasant conditions and an accumulation of unskillful responses to those conditions over time and time again. Unpleasantness, pain, and then unskillful responses to the things that occur externally. So it is hard for us to see this luminous mind, vast, expansive, bright, pure, clear. We are caught up in the content of our lives instead of the context of our lives. It is not so much what we do, it is the quality of the doing. The Dalai Lama was once asked to boil Buddhism down to the shortest, fewest amount of words, the shortest phrase, and he sat and he thought for a moment, and his response was, shaping intention. Every thought, word, deed, nothing happens without intention. when we live our life in such a way that the conditions of our life bring us to the intention to see our own luminosity, our own luminous beauty, joy arises. When each thought provides a springboard for returning to the breath instead of a failure to have no thoughts, we're able to bring confidence to our practice. The path is clear. All activity is for the purpose of developing our intention until it becomes a vow. And then our intention and our life become one. We often talk about the spiritual warrior in our practice. And there are two important aspects. There's a couple others, but I want to focus on two today. Two important aspects of spiritual warrior. One is discipline. Now, in this context, discipline is not seen as a punishment, but rather as a support for learning, for transformation, for personal growth. Initially, the warrior's discipline comes from an external source, from the teachings, from what we're reading, from videos, from talking with teachers, from retreat, from workshops. But the true warrior eventually internalizes this, and it becomes self-discipline. At one point in my practice, I would go to my teacher, and I would lament, and I would, what's going on? What's wrong? What's happening? And at some point he says, you don't need me. You already know. Check here. The spiritual warrior begins to wean themselves off of the teachers, the Dharma, the readings, the books. Come home. Everything you need to know is right here. Always has been, always will. And that's where courage comes in. Courage is not the absence of fear, but rather the ability to meet fear skillfully. It takes courage to face oneself. It takes courage to continue the practice in the face of difficulties, challenges. The word courage is derived from a French word meaning heart. The world's warriors conquer with weaponry and physical strength, but the spiritual warrior conquers with love and an open heart. Perhaps another definition of courage could be the ability to keep one's heart open in every circumstance. Every circumstance. Is your heart open when you're driving? Is your heart open when you're working with the family finances? Is your heart open at work? Is your heart open when you're listening to NPR or watching the evening news? So the path that we are on, my friends, is not an easy one, but it is worth it. I want to share with you, in closing, this little paragraph by Byron Katie from her book, 1,000 Names for Joy, that I think helps to bring home this commitment to the practice, this vow to wake up in each and every moment, to be aware of our intention in every thought, word, and deed. Byron says, success is the story of having arrived somewhere on your way from an imagined past to an imagined future. I don't even have a reference for this. For me, whatever I am doing is a success. The ultimate success. The whole world belongs to me because I live in the simplicity of what is. A woman sitting in a chair. There is nothing beyond this. Not one thought beyond this. This room is the whole world. I am a success at sitting. I am a success at breathing. If I died right now, I would be a success at not breathing. When the mind is clear, when the heart is open, there is no way to make a mistake. There is no success. There is no failure. To be present is so brilliant, is so luminous, that it will shake what's left of you into the depths of all-consuming wonder and amazement. Thank you.
So let's just take a moment to receive those teachings. The way that a flower receives rain, plants don't chase the rain, they allow it to fall on them. Whatever falls on you is meant for you. The drops that fall elsewhere are meant for others. And so it's not an intellectual process. It's a matter of just having that open heart, that courage to receive. And so with that idea of an open heart, I invite you to join together in loving kindness practice. This is also called metta, and this is part of a whole family of practices that are often called heart practices. And this is not just about reciting words. This is a full mind-body experience. And to support that, I invite you to explore some options with hands and posture this morning. So to touch into that open heart, you may wish to place one or both hands on your heart area, maybe even gently rubbing to sort of connect into that felt body sense of heartfulness. Of course, you may also want to place a fist on the heart, covered by the other hand. This can provide a sense of secure stability and strength. You also always have the option of just laying the hands gently in the lap as we move into this practice. And so with whatever posture you have, I invite you to draw up a felt sense of kindness in the body, thinking perhaps of a being or a loved one for whom it's very easy to smile at, and bring that smile to your body. Not just an intellectual idea, but a felt, embodied sense. And with that feeling in mind, I invite you now to bring to mind an image of yourself. Perhaps an image of yourself when you were younger, an image that's easy to offer kindness and goodwill towards as you offer these phrases. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be safe from inner and outer dangers. May I be well in body and mind. May I be at ease and happy. Now inviting in a conscious breath, and with that breath imagining the heart opening even just a glimmer more as you call to mind someone with whom you have a very easy relationship, someone it's easy to imagine offering a smile to. Bring them to mind as you offer them these words from the heart. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be safe from inner and outer dangers. May you be well in body and mind. May you be at ease and happy. Inviting in another conscious, opening, enlivening breath, and bringing to mind the image of someone that you don't know well, an acquaintance, a neighbor, perhaps somebody you passed in the hallway here today. And offer them these wishes. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be safe from inner and outer dangers. May you be well in body and mind. May you be happy and at ease. Again, another conscious breath, kindling and opening goodwill in the heart as we draw to mind a person with whom we have a challenging relationship, perhaps not the most challenging. And remembering that if we were all at ease and happy, then this challenge would likely not exist. And so a wish for that person's well-being is a wish for the well-being of all. Knowing that with each in-breath, you can also support yourself with goodwill as you offer this challenging person these wishes from the heart. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be safe from inner and outer dangers. May you be well in body and mind. May you be at ease and happy. Drawing in another conscious breath, and as you exhale, perhaps feeling a sense of goodwill expand, maybe just a glimmer, maybe even beyond the boundaries of the body, to surround yourself, to surround all in this room, extending with each breath to all in this building, all in this city, in this state, in this nation, Breathing in goodwill and expanding goodwill to all beings on this planet. And perhaps even feeling and seeing the sense of goodwill extend to all beings, known and unknown, in all universes, known and unknown. Offering these wishes from the heart. May we all be filled with loving kindness. May we all be safe from inner and outer dangers. May we all be well in body and mind. May we all be at ease and happy. And with another breath, open your eyes and smile. As we move into the closing of our service, I invite you to stay after if you have a few moments for upcoming announcements, so many wonderful events and ways to connect with Sangha. In the true spirit of dana, which is the Sanskrit word for the practice of generosity, temple services are given freely. And in the same way, if you choose to give, we invite you to give with a generous heart, not in return for anything that you have received, but so that others who may seek refuge may find it here with these teachings, these teachers, and with this community. Dana boxes are located on the lower floor and near the door, and of course you can also give online at templebuddhistcenter.com. We want to give a special thank you to all of our ambassadors, and these are people who have committed to regular monthly giving. And it's not about the amount, it's just that regular giving helps us plan a budget and keep these services running on a regular basis. If you would like to become an ambassador, you can go to the templebuddhistcenter.com website, and you can also text the words Unity Temple to 77977. We want to also give a huge thanks to all of our volunteers who give so generously of their time and energy. So many names. I always feel that I'm going to leave out somebody crucial, so please know that you are in our hearts, all of you who volunteer, not just here at Sundays, but throughout the week. And a special thanks to Christine for bringing such a wonderful energy through sound and music. So let us prepare to close service with the Bodhicitta dedication. Together, may the pure, brilliant sun of Bodhicitta dawn in each and every heart and mind, dispelling the darkness of illusion unstoppably until all are illumined and awakened. And with our hands together in front of our hearts, let us go forth from this place, entering each moment in innocence, guided by the wisdom of our hearts. Namaste. So again, I want to thank everyone here for joining us this Sunday energetically, even if you're joining from afar. Thank you, of course, always to Victor for his presence and wisdom and for making the magic happen here at Temple Buddhist Center. Some upcoming events you may wish to join in to further your sense of community. Every Sunday at 10:15, we have post-service discussion led by a ranging group of volunteers, and you can join in person just down the hall at the Heritage Room or online. It is a hybrid meeting. We also want to encourage everybody to take advantage of our lending library. Stop by and hopefully a book will find you and provide some inspiration on the path. In January, it's hard to believe we're coming up already to the close of the year and already talking about 2022 events. In January, we do have a mental health first aid training coming up. It's an evening course, 2 evenings, January 11th and 13th. And just like you would take a first aid class to learn how to help somebody maybe who sprained an ankle or was having a physical health challenge, mental health first aid teaches you to respond to somebody who may be having a mental health challenge or a substance use challenge and help them connect with the support that they need. And I will be teaching that class. We do invite you January 11th, also on a Tuesday, to Contemplative Movement. That will be in the temple space at 6:30. And then before we get to January, we have a virtual New Year's retreat. This is a multi-day retreat from December 29th to January 1st. We have a wonderful visual here that Victor just provided. And so we encourage you to take a look at that. It'll be from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. those days. And that will be led by Victor and Robert Brummett, 2 teachers here, and I'll be offering some retreat management and support with that. And so with that, we wish you peace and blessings throughout your day and your week. Thank you again.